guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So just following on really from our play around that we had with these gorgeous embellishments that I saw on Rhonda Winstead's channel, which again I will try and remember to link that below. We made obviously these little pieces here using the clear labels from Avery, and we just stamped them and popped them onto the book page. So I thought we would come along and have a bit of a, or a bit more of a play and see what else we could do, and you know, just kind of play around taking that original idea and kind of a variation on a theme, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here, and waffling and not making much sense. So the first thing that I thought that we could do is, I'll move that out of the way, very similar, but I have now printed, instead of stamped, I have printed these, what would you call them, decorative pieces, I guess. So these are from my little ephemera pieces. I mean, it's just handy, I guess, if you don't have a, you know, say a typewriter stamp or something like that, then these might just be an alternative way to achieve a similar look. And actually we'll just do perhaps this clock as well. Actually, we'll do this clock. I mean, these are quite close together because obviously these are not really, you know, they're more for fussy cutting, but we can have a play and see what we can do with these. So we've got a clock and we've got the typewriter. And then I also printed off this paper, which is obviously one of my background pages. So again, it's just on that, you know, clear label. And I thought we could just cut a section here, like that. Oops. Exactly the same. Cut that down. Oops. There'll be nothing left of it in a minute where I've had to trim it down so much. So, oops, let me just put all those bits into the bin. Again, I'm just going to take some book page. Okay. And then what we can do is just pop these pieces onto the book page. That's the typewriter. So just to give you a sort of idea, I mean, that's the stamped typewriter and this is the printed one, just so you can sort of see the difference. I will take the clock, or the pocket watch, sorry. Come on. I thought I had the knack of peeling these labels, but now no. There we go. Oops. So we'll just pop that one down there. And then we'll take this one, which obviously, you know, this is a coloured background. So again, you know, I'm just playing here. I haven't done this before. I don't know what it is going to look like. But actually, I'm going to take another piece of paper because otherwise it's not leaving me much room to actually tear it around. So we're just, oops, we're just taking that down like that. Right, so as you can see, I mean, that's kind of got lost really on the text. So that might not be the best way to use that. So let's do another one whilst we've got this here still. So I'll just cut this flower down here. Oops. And what we'll do is we will just back that onto, I've got just a scrap here of some coffee dyed paper. And we will just pop it onto there instead and see how it looks, you know, on a plain coffee dye. I mean, effectively what we've made here, I guess, are stickers. You know, using that sheet of clear label with the printables, we've kind of printed our own stickers, which you know, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, come on. Oh, I had it then. There we go. So again, we can just pop that down there. So that's much better just on the coffee dyed paper, because obviously, you know, you can see it now, where it just got lost in amongst the texty background. So that's that one. Yeah, love that. And then what we're going to do is, just like we did last time, is take our black stays on, and I'm just going to take my scripty stamp this time. And we're just going to scripty stamp over a little bit. Oops. So I'm just going to scripty stamp a bit around there. Don't want it to be like really, you know, smothering the stamp, if that makes sense. So I'm just pressing super lightly. So you've just got a bit of decorative, you know, script there. And then, this one, you see, it's much better, because obviously this is like a floral. It's okay to have the script over there, whereas like to have it over here, which is obviously the clock face and the book page behind, it would be very busy and you'd then lose what that was. Right, so that's that. Let's pop that out of the way. Now we can just ink these up. So just ink, in fact, I'm going to tear this down, I think. And then I can just, you know, ink it completely at the same time. I mean, obviously this was a scrap, so it's a little bit tricky to actually be tearing this, but it's okay. Again, I've got the same problem this side, in that there's not really enough to get hold of to tear it, but got there eventually. So again, I'm just going to ink it all up like that. Oh, I love that. That is so gorgeous, isn't it? So these ones I might as well just ink them on here, because on the book page is quite thin. It's nice to have a bit more to work with, because once I've torn it out, you know, it's quite thin and just then keeps creasing, whereas that was obviously thicker coffee dyed paper. So right, we will ink these all over. And I did say last time about you know, you might have been better off inking your book page first. Obviously, as you can see, I still haven't done that on this one. I've still just inked afterwards. It's working fine, you know. Yeah, it's going over the label and everything else, so I think it's working fine as per how that is. So again, we'll just tear this down, and then a bit more here. Oops, probably got it a bit big at the bottom. That's the only thing, these labels, obviously because they're clear, it's actually quite hard to see where the label is. So yeah, when I'm tearing them, because they're essentially like, I mean, they're calling them like, you know, very close to like invisible labels, and I would say they pretty much are quite invisible. I mean, obviously not that one because it's a coloured piece, if you see what I mean, but if you shine, you know, or move that around, you can't really see that that's a sticker. I mean, it almost looks like that could be printed onto that page, to be honest. They're pretty close to invisible, I would say. So yeah, I'm quite impressed. I mean, I did say they were, you know, not particularly cheap, I didn't think, but having said that, I think we're going to have lots of fun with them. So, you know, maybe I will get my money's worth from the amount of fun that we can have. So we'll see. Oh gosh, I'm now got my glue stuck on something else. Right, okay. Now she drew the line around hers, so I'm just going to again do that. Now when I did this last time, I did mention my Sharpie looked a little bit sort of bluish, so I'm just going to you know, scribble it a couple of times, because I mean, I really haven't used this pen for a long time, and it might be that it just needs a bit of, you know, a bit of use. Right, now I have lost where that sticker is completely, so I'm just going to have to guess. We're just going to go round. I mean, as I say, these would look so cool being stitched. You know, it would really finish them off really beautifully, I think. So again, have a play around and stitch some, because I think they'd look really nice. So that's that one. Oh, I like how that looks. Right, again, trying to see where that sticker roughly is. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But it's just trying to stay on the sticker and not go off to the book page, I suppose. Okay. Oops. I think my Sharpie's giving up the ghost, to be honest. There we go. Yeah, they're really nice with like the drawn edge, aren't they? So we'll just do this one as well. Okay. Ah, I love how they look. They really are cute, aren't they? Oh, thank you so much, Rhonda. These are awesome. Really awesome idea. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make one very similar to this using this coloured one to give you an idea of, you know, how the coloured one would look. Just need to check that I'm still filming and in frame. Okay. Yep. I don't know why, but I suddenly noticed this flashing light. I mean, the light might always be there and always be flashing, but you know, it could just be I've never noticed it before. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Okay. So just ink around here, and then we'll just ink around the flap. You know, purely because obviously we don't know how this envelope will be used. It might be stuck in, it might not be. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to take my scripty stamp again, just to get some, you know, something going on around the envelope, basically, so it's not really looking, you know, super plain. Okie dokie, and we're going to pop that on at the side, just exactly, you know, exactly as we did with that one. So again, just, oops, wrong glue. I've got a new one, you see, sat there ready for when my old one's run out. And I thought, oh, I'll have it on the desk ready so that if it runs out during the video, but actually it just means I'm grabbing it. So I've now put it on the floor, so it's actually out of the way. So I just glue this down like that. And then again, I think we'll just pop a stamp, a postage stamp, you know, a real one, up there. No, not the right colour. That one. No. You'd like to pick up that peachy colour a bit more, to be honest. Let's just have a look. Well, that's not too bad, actually. Perhaps we'll have that. In fact, I wonder if we should have two. Perhaps we'll have two. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yay, let's have two. And let me just pop them back out the way. And obviously these are real stamps, but I'm just going to ink them up. You know, they're real vintage stamps, but they're not overly discoloured, so I will just ink them up as well. Like that. And we'll just ink this one. This one's actually even whiter, so this one definitely needs inking. Okay, there we go. Oops. Like that. So they're really nice like that. Just straighten them up a little bit. And again, I'm just going to get my postage mark stamp and stamp across those two stamps. I mean, they have got a slight postage mark already on them, you can probably see, but I'll just go over it again. There we go, like that. So it looks like it's literally just coming out of the mail, which is, you know, super cute there. And then we'll just finish it off like we have this one. So again, let's just see what we want to pop on that side. I mean, we could have a little... I mean, we could have something like that inside the window or on the window. Does that look a bit strange? Probably does, doesn't it? Let's just tear it and see whether... Let's tear it down. Oh, come on. Right. It's so fiddly when things are very tiny to tear around them, isn't it? Oh, now look. It just looks like nothing on there. It's so tiny. That was just an epic fail, really, wasn't it? Could have that. That's quite nice. This is just one of those title pieces, you know, from what do you call it? You know, the title pages from some sheet music, which obviously I haven't used. I think I tore it for our collage and then I didn't end up using it, so I quite like that actually. I might just pop that in there. So I'm just going actually over the... Do I want to go over the window? Is that a shame to go over the window? Maybe it's a shame. Perhaps we should have it up there. Oh, now I don't know. Not sure now what to do before I just gung-ho glue that down. Not so sure that I want to, so just see whether I've got any flowers or anything to, oops, that I can finish this off with. Oh my gosh, look, things just hanging off me again. What is wrong with me? always just got stuff hanging off of me. Oh, I don't know now what to put to finish this one off with. Let's just have a look. I've got some little flower trim here. I don't know whether it's quite the right colour, but what do you think? That's not really quite the right colour. Well, to be fair, I don't mind that up there actually. So let's glue this down so that we're at least committed to something. Otherwise we're just going to be here all day dilly-dallying around, you know, wondering whether to put that down or not. So we've got that there. Yeah, I do like that. And then, no, I haven't got anything that would be a good match flower-wise. Just having a look. I mean, they're not too bad. We'll just try inking these up and just see how these would look. Oops. These I had fussy cut out the other night for another project. So I'm going to obviously come to do that project and think, well, where's my flowers? Because in my mind, I will think that I have fussy cut some out. I will obviously forget that I have actually now used them. Let me just cut that flower off. There we go. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. So let's just pop that down. Okie dokie. Right. So that's that envelope. Really pretty. I really like how that looks. And then obviously we've got our other pieces here, which let's just have a look and see what we want to do with those. Oh, I've got that flower now, which absolutely ridiculous. Why on earth I would keep that teeny weeny flower is beyond me, but look, it just kind of looks okay there, doesn't it? Honestly, what is going on? Right, let's have a look and see what we can now pull out from amongst the rubbish on my desk and you know, make using that. So, well, got some paper bag here. Aha, that looks really pretty, just even like that, doesn't it? So what I might do is, again, just stamp. So this is just a scrap of paper bag. I'm just going to take, whoa, throwing those flowers on the floor now. I'm going to just take the, again, the black stays on and the script, and then I'm just going to randomly stamp around there like that. Okay, now probably should reinforce this with some book page, so I will just do that, and then I'll just reinforce it like that. So excuse me, I'm just going to tear this down like that, and I'm just going to tear it here just very roughly, and we just glue that onto this book page. And all I'm doing here is reinforcing it so that it's thicker, you know, to be able to use, because otherwise it felt a little bit flimsy, because effectively, you know, it is only a piece of paper bag. So we just want to make it a little bit stronger to be able to actually use it as a useful piece. So we'll just glue that down. Just move this one out of the way. Oh, these are very good fun, I have to say. I feel like such a simple idea, but just genius, because they just look so cool. Yeah, thank you again, Rhonda, because what a brilliant idea. I mean, just like that is so cute, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is trim this across at the bottom and just come up a little bit so that it's not quite so big, like that. And then just going to tear around that piece. Like that. Now I'm feeling that this needs some doily, and I'm not sure now that I've got any laying around. I mean, I'm sure I must have, to be honest, but I feel like I might have actually used it all up in recent videos, so bear with me for a moment. Come on. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Oh, that's so annoying. Look, I keep having that piece of fabric just dropping down all over the desk. Oh, come on. Must have some somewhere. Do you know what? It's literally, it's over the other side of the room. Well, not quite the other side. So I'm going to grab it. I will literally be 2 seconds. Not long at all. Okay. Oops. Now I'm tearing it. Hold on. Oh, it's just like wedged into a container. So it got a bit torn coming out, but there we go. Right. Oops. I only need a tiny bit, so I'm just going to use one of those little scraps that tore off of there. Now, do we want it like that, or I think up there actually, because then got a little bit more of it showing, which is really nice. So again, we'll just glue this down. Come on. Okay, and press that down with my dry wet wipe. Oh, I'm very, very gluey. Right, okay, so now just going to pop this on here like that. Okay. Okie dokie. Oops, turn it over. We're just going to pop that down there like that, and then, oops, I have got glue now everywhere a little bit, so that's not ideal, but never mind. I'm just going to now ink around the whole lot, which will hopefully, you know, look really awesome. So just so as we've got it, you know, on those edges, like that. And then you may or you may not want to sort of trim down like the edge. And then I'm just going to take this little flower piece and I'm just going to pop that on there, I think. Or did I like it that way? Probably that way up is probably better, isn't it? So we'll just pop that flower down. Oops. Do you know what? I've just got this as well floating on my desk. Nope. Right. So we've got that. I've got some of this coffee coloured lace, which just brilliant colour to go on there, isn't it? So I'm just going to trim that down, and I'm just wondering whether I want to cut the header piece off of there, just because is it a little bit, you know, solid looking for there. So I don't know whether I've ever cut the header piece off of this coffee coloured lace, but let's just go for it and see how it looks. I mean, if it looks awful, we can always use this for something else later. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? So again, I'm just going to now glue that down. Okie dokie. Pop that on there. Like that. And then I might have to put some bling, because I don't think we've put any bling on for this whole video or the last one, unbelievably. Nope, I don't want that one. Look at this. Stuck on me again. Oh, I don't know. Could we be going to have a bling-free zone? I mean, that's really unusual, isn't it? But it looks like we might be heading that way. What about this black bling? Let's have a look. Oh, the black's really nice, isn't it? Let's go for the black and just pop that on there like that. Oops, come on. Okay, now I'm just checking whether we want to have any more flowers. I know I'm kind of like constantly, oh, just another thing, but you know, you want to make sure you've got it just how you want it, don't you? Right, I'm going to just trim around these, hopefully leaving them so that we can have those for a piece and these for a piece. So let me just neaten these up. And as we always say, I mean, you know, who's to say what these flowers really, you know, should be looking like, because flowers are all different shapes and sizes, aren't they? So it's okay that we've kind of like not man-handled them, but, you know, man-cut them. That's okay. So let's decide where we want them. That's quite nice up there. Or are they a bit like out of the zone and no one would notice them? I'm just going to stand up and have a look down on that. Really does help, I think, when you look down rather than, you know, smack bang in front of it. I quite like them at the top, I think. I'll just double check. Oh, you see now, I think, oh, I quite like them at the side. I mean, to be honest, it probably is, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So let's just put the glue on and see where my hand takes them. Right, okay. Oh, they're there. They're at the side now. No going back. Okay. So that was another couple of pieces, just using slightly different method, as in we obviously didn't use the stamps, we used printed pieces. So we've got this one obviously on the printed colour, sorry, the colour printed. This was obviously our stamped piece that we did before, as was this one. And then this was our printed clock. So, I mean, I think they look really awesome. And yeah, again, so thank you so much, Rhonda, for that brilliant idea. I absolutely love, love, love them. And yeah, I can picture me playing with them for a little while longer. So yeah, thank you very much. Have fun, guys, if you decide to play around and make some of your own. And yeah, just have a good time. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.